Educational issues can be observed globally across economies, societies, and political borders. Before we begin to address these issues, what are the foundations of education? Do they matter? Hello, and welcome to the mini course titled Global and Comparative Education, sponsored by the UC Santa Barbara Orfila Center for Global and International Studies. My name is Travis, and I'm a PhD candidate in education and research fellow at the Orfila Center. My research focuses on education policy, policy implementation, and program evaluation. In this mini course, I will try to convince you of the global philosophical foundations of education, current frameworks for studying educational issues, and methodologies for comparing educational outcomes internationally. How has the globalization of economies and societies shaped education policy, education institutions, and educational outcomes? What does it mean to receive an education? Conversely, what does it mean to provide quality education? Who has the right to education? And who is marginalized within education systems internationally? The first segment of the course will cover the philosophical foundations of education and international education research. Readings focused on globalization and educational theory describe the unique relationship between shifting economic, social, and political structures and the implementation of educational systems. From these readings, you will learn how to think about the relationship between globalization and education. And specifically, we'll observe the intersection of issues across the social sciences and across international educational contexts. What challenges can be observed in education internationally? What are international solutions to global issues in education? Readings from this section will also teach you about frameworks for comparing education policies and methods for providing educational services internationally. Understanding the globalization process through the study of education internationally provides rich data to consider and compare the alignment between theory and practice, and policy and practice. Finally, what methods are available for evaluating and comparing education internationally? What are the limitations of current frameworks, theories, and philosophies? What is the relationship between policy, practice, and research? And what research has already attempted to answer these questions? Articles from this section will address the current state of comparative education and push students to think about the implications of globalization on education and the potential solutions from international contexts. Next week, we will cover the social foundations of education. Don't forget, you can access the syllable for this mini course, as well as the research articles and blog forum for continued discussion of weekly topics on my website. Are you interested in learning more about global and comparative education? Click the links next to this video to learn more about this topic. Don't forget to follow me and the UCSB Orfila Center on social media to learn more information about upcoming sponsored events related to this mini course. Thank you and see you next week.